If you're looking to start selling on eBay this year, this is going to be the video for you. I'm going to be touching on all aspects of how to sell on eBay. I've made separate videos on all these different little subjects by themselves, but never one video all together. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how to sell on eBay in general and how to get started. So let's hop right in. Step one, you obviously need to create an eBay account. This isn't as hard as a lot of people would think. It's definitely not as hard as starting to sell on Amazon. You're going to need to enter in your phone number, your address, your email, your credit card info, your bank info, just all that stuff. And after that, you're good to go. Now you're going to need to note that you have seller limits. So when you're first starting selling on eBay, you're only allowed to list 10 items with a total of $500 per month. Now you can get this increased, you can request an increase, but they're probably not going to increase it until you actually make some sales. So once you have made 1 or 2 sales, and if you've hit your selling limit, which 10 items really isn't that many listings, then you can reach out to eBay customer service and request a limit increase. You can also do this from the eBay seller dashboard. You just request a limit increase on your listings. And usually if you've made some sales, usually eBay will have no problem doing this. If it doesn't work on the seller dashboard, then reach out to eBay for Business on Facebook, and they are usually very helpful. That is a great customer service tool to use. So if you are starting out on eBay and you have any questions or need some help with your account, eBay for Business is the place to go. Also know that if you sell too much too fast on eBay, they will actually temporarily suspend your account and basically just ask for some more info. This is just another thing that they have in place to make sure that you aren't a scammer, because in the past, eBay's had a lot of problems with scammers selling things that they don't have and then just getting off the platform with all of the money. So they just have all these things in place just to make sure that you are a legit seller. And as long as you provide everything to them that they ask for, you'll be good to go, and they'll make sure that you are legit. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is feedback. So maybe a lot of you have been buying on eBay for a while now, so you have some buyer feedback built up. This is great because this will show up on your seller account as well. It's the same exact account. So if you have a buyer account, you may just need to add a couple details and you'll be good to go to start selling. However, this is something a lot of people don't know. If you only have feedback as a buyer, it's actually not going to help you a ton as a seller. I've actually done this experiment once with a friend who was starting an account. I bought something from his account, and wouldn't you know, he sold something later that day and he had stuff listed for a month. So that is something that is huge. If you are new to selling on eBay, list something for 99 cents. Sell it as local pickup to a friend or family member. Have them buy it, scan the code in, whatever you need to do to confirm shipment and delivery, and then have them leave a positive feedback, and this will boost your listings in the algorithm and actually show eBay that, hey, this person's actually made a sale already, so they're going to start to bump your stuff up, and it will actually help you a ton. So that's just a little tip right there. And after you really get going on eBay, feedback doesn't really matter that much if we're being honest. People don't look at it a ton. If you're above 95%, that's all that matters. Next, what supplies do I need to run my eBay business? You're going to need a computer or a phone, some type of device that you can run everything from. You're going to need a scale, a ruler, or a yardstick. This is to measure your packages and weigh them when you're going to ship them out, which we're going to touch on in a little bit. Next, you're going to need some poly mailers, some tape, some boxes, a printer. All of this stuff is very important stuff to make sure that you are running your business and that you are able to ship stuff out. I ship a lot of my stuff in poly mailers, so that is just a great thing to get different sizes of. I've got different links to all the different supplies that I use down below. As for boxes, tell friends and family members what you are doing and have them save their boxes. Everyone gets stuff in the mail, so have them save them. Then you can break them down kind of like this, and you can store a ton in the same place. As well as you can actually get free USPS boxes for anything that you send priority. You can get those straight from their website. So save all the boxes you get in the mail, save all the boxes they get in the mail, store them, and before you know it, you will have a nice supply of boxes and pretty much always have a size that you need. And as for the printer, you don't really need the special label printer when you're first starting out. I wouldn't recommend that until you are actually making a lot of sales. And then the thermal label printer is a very nice thing to have, but it is definitely not a necessity. You can print the label off on a normal printer and you can tape it to the box. If you don't have a printer, just hit up a Goodwill and get a $20 printer. Next, how to get inventory and how to source. A great place to get inventory is right in your house. I tell this in all of my videos. Literally, if you're looking to get started, looking to build some capital, find the things that you don't use anymore. List them on eBay. You're not using these anyway, so you're just creating capital out of something that you already have and that you probably were just going to donate and let someone else make money on. So you might as well make that money. And just like I said with the boxes, tell friends and family members what you do. Everyone always has stuff that they're wanting to donate or get rid of or throw away. Have them contact you and you will be amazed how much inventory that you can get for free and build capital from there. And a great place to source for inventory is thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales. These are places to get inventory very cheap. And you can find tons of videos out there explaining how to source at places like those. All right, next, how to list on eBay. So first, you're going to need to have your item, obviously, that you want to list. So we're going to list this pair of shoes. And you're going to type that item into eBay. Or if it's something that has a UPC or a barcode, you can scan that into eBay on here. So for shoes, we have a little code in here. That's what we're going to type in. If it has a box, you can scan the barcode, but it's only going to come up with that size. So this little code in here, we're going to make a whole video here soon on how to look up all different shoe brands with their codes. I just haven't gotten to it. So that's what we have right now. We're just looking that up. And then we're going to go here to filter. We're going to go to show more and scroll all the way down to sold items. Because if you're looking at the active listings, this isn't going to tell you what this item has actually sold for. And it will also save you a ton of time. A lot of people create their listings from scratch. There's no reason to do that. We're going to literally find someone else that sold this exact pair of shoes in this exact size, which is size 10. And we are going to take their listing because they've already done all the hard work. This is going to save us a ton of time. So we're going to scroll down here. Actually, first, because these are shoes, we're going to sort by size. So we're going to come up here to size 10. That's what we want. And this is going to be how we also get our read on how much to actually list these for as well. So we got one that sold for 70 plus ship, 40 plus ship. These are pre-owned. So we want to sort by new as well because these are brand new. So go to condition, new. And it's going to be new other because these don't have the box. I've already listed these, so I'm not going to actually push them live, but this is obviously just an example. So it looks like we've got about 70, 40, 80. I think we want to go at about $74 just to be safe. So we're going to click on this first one here, and we're going to hit sell one like this. Super easy process, and you're going to see this will pull all of the item specifics. All you really need to put in are your own pictures, set your price and everything. Sometimes I'll change the description a little bit, but the description looks pretty good on here, honestly. So all we need to put in here is new without box, and then everything else looks pretty good. This person put in a ton of item specifics, which is huge because item specifics will help rank your items higher on eBay. So now we're going to set our price. We said $74. Now this online trending price that they say here, it's not always accurate. That's why I like to go off of the sold comps and kind of come up with my own price on what they are actually selling for. So we're going to go $74.99 on these. We only have one of them. I don't accept offers. I just like to do buy it now. Now you can see here, you can do a buy it now or auction. I've made a video on that. I personally would not recommend doing auctions. You're never going to get as much as you would for a buy it now. A lot of people will want to allow offers on their listings. So if you want to do that, you can go here to offers and you can click allow offers, and you could even set a minimum amount so it will decline anything under like $50. Say we do that. I don't normally do offers, but we're just doing this as an example. Now we're going to come down here to shipping. I do free shipping on everything. These would go priority. They'll be between like $8 and $12. I only know that because I've been shipping a long time. I've been doing this for like 12 years. So we're going to just make this free ship, and that looks about right. Yep, this person literally did everything. See, we just took their listing completely. Next, we're going to come down here to require immediate payment. If this option is available for you, press that. That will mean that they actually have to pay when they buy it. I don't know why you have to do this, but you do. Next, when we come down here, we can see it says sell it faster. That's where we're going to promote. So we're going to promote that, yep, right at 2%, just like that. And let's scroll back up here. Now we just need to take our pictures. So I obviously don't have the best setup right here because I'm at my studio. I'm not actually where I take pictures of stuff. But we're going to take pictures here. Oh my gosh, bread and butter is going crazy on the notifications. We're going to just take some pictures just to like show you guys some examples. I obviously want a different backdrop than this. Normally I would have like all white in the front and the back. But this is what we're working with right here in the YouTube studio. Honestly, these pictures are not that bad for what we're working with. Kind of just show you guys some examples of some pictures that I would take. Show the bottoms of them. It obviously depends on what you're actually selling, but that should be good enough for now. I usually like to have anywhere between like 3 and 12 pictures. You can have up to 12 pictures, but I would recommend the minimum you have is 3 pictures. And You really don't need a huge studio. You can go to the dollar store and buy some of those white poster boards and it works perfectly fine. I usually don't even use lights. I like to use a lot of natural light, so I list by windows and have it come in. And natural light works great. Any of my clothing I just list on the ground. It's really not that hard. A lot of people want to have this huge like professional setup, and it's like you really don't need it. Even those pictures I just took, like those would be perfectly fine and the item would still sell. As long as it has good lighting and the person can tell what the item is, that's perfectly fine. So now after we're done with this, we're pretty much done with our listing. We're going to scroll down, we're going to hit list your item, and boom, we're good to go. Next, one of the things that trips so many people up and they get so confused with, how do I ship on eBay? So on eBay, you have discounted shipping rates through UPS, USPS, and FedEx. Never go to any of these retail stores to purchase a label. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of new sellers make. There's no reason to do this. They're going to charge you 2-3 times what it's going to cost you to generate your own label on eBay. eBay gives us discounted rates through all of those carriers, and there's never a reason to not print your own label, especially when you can save all of this money. So when you're listing the item, you have to choose what kind of shipping you want to do. Do you want to do free shipping? Do you want to do a flat rate shipping, or do you want to do calculated shipping? Whichever one of these you choose, you honestly should know how much things are going to cost to ship. And how you can do this is by going to the eBay shipping calculator, which is a free tool on eBay's website. I will link that down below as well. And in here, you can put the weight, the dimensions of the package in, as well as a to and from zip code. So for example, I'm in Ohio. If I want to know what something is going to cost to ship, the worst case scenario, it's going to be California for the continental US. So if something is like 3 pounds, we're going to put that in, the dimensions in, from an Ohio zip code to, let's say, an LA zip code, and that's going to be the most that is possibly going to cost to ship. So we can build that into our price. And one of the biggest problems a lot of people have is they don't know how to price on eBay. Something is priced at $39.99 free ship, and you listed at $39.99 plus calculated shipping. Why in the world would they buy that from you when they can get it for free shipping? So it's not always going to work out. And if it doesn't, put the item back on the shelf. It's not worth it. There's not always going to be profit in everything. Just know there's no one right way to ship something. I know this is what really trips a lot of people up because they want to just, oh, every time I sell this item, I want to ship it this way. That's just not how it works. Every item is different depending on its weight, the dimensions, and where it's going. The same item could be shipped with USPS if it's going to Indiana versus if it's going all the way out to California, it may be UPS or FedEx. It literally just depends where it's going. Because shipping can be extremely confusing, what I really suggest new sellers to do when they are sourcing items is to only look at items that are under a pound at first, just so you can get comfortable and you know exactly what it's going to cost to ship. This is because anything under a pound can be shipped USPS first class, which is going to run you anywhere from like $3.50 to $7. Rates are constantly changing, but those are the cheapest rates that you can get for first class. And this is how I started my business, mainly selling hats and clothes that were under a pound, just because I knew exactly what it was going to cost to ship. So it was super easy to build that into my cost. So that's about as in depth as I'm going to go on shipping. Again, I have an entire video on this that's like 20 minutes long explaining how to ship on eBay and using all the different services. So definitely check that out if this confuses you. But let's do a quick example and show you guys how to ship an item. So it's pretty easy. We're just going to ship one of these. We're going to ship these that just came in. So you're just going to click purchase shipping label. All right, so we're in here. We've got all the weight and dimensions in because we just weighed all of that. Now we can scroll down here and see all of our rates, but because this is under a pound, we don't need to compare all of these. It's going to go first class. If it's over a pound, that's when you're going to want to look into all of these. And again, check out that other video I made on these. I explained every single one of those rates, but this is plain and simple. We hit purchase shipping label and we're just going to print it off. Next, now what about returns on eBay? This is a question a lot of people have asked as well. On Amazon, you have to accept all returns, and I think a lot of people think that goes the same way for eBay. It doesn't. You don't have to accept returns, and I think I'm in the minority here of people on YouTube that are resellers. I don't accept returns. I have them turned off. The only way someone can actually return something to me is if I personally messed up, like sent the wrong item, I sent a defective item, something like that. Any other reason, I can decline the return. And I only had 7 returns on over 6,000 transactions last year. A lot of people and a lot of rumors are that you need to have returns on to make more sales, and I personally just don't think that it's necessary. Especially if you are just starting out, getting a return can really wreck your business early on because you get something back that actually is broken that the buyer broke, and you're kind of hosed and out of that money. So what I want to wrap this video up on is how to actually have success on eBay. Last year I did over $300,000 in gross sales on all platforms, over $230,000 on eBay. So these are some of the things that worked for me. Listing every single day. I know a lot of people have debunked this rumor that listing every day doesn't help. Well, it's helped my business, and it's seemed to help push my listings in the eBay algorithm. Number 2, promoting my listings. Anything that has a lot of competition, I like to promote my listings at 2%. I've never noticed a higher percentage working, so I would just go for the minimum percentage. If you have something that not a lot of people have out there, or it has a very fast sell-through rate, then there's no reason to promote it personally because it's going to sell anyways. Number 3, keep your buy costs low when you are starting out. There is no reason to have so much inventory you don't know what to do with and overwhelm yourself at first. I personally have a lot of inventory, but this is my full-time job, and that's how I run my business. When you are starting out and you still are kind of dipping your toes in the water and don't really know what you're doing, you don't want to just buy stuff just to buy stuff. Keep those buy costs low. And lastly, have patience. eBay is not going to grant overnight success. On average, you can expect to sell 1 item per day per 100 listings that you have. This depends on the categories that you sell in, but this is a pretty true sell-through rate. I have over 2,000 eBay listings and I sell between 15 and 30 items a day on there. So do not expect to just list 5 things and have them all sold. That's just not how it's going to be. eBay does take inventory, and that's why I recommend listing up a bunch of stuff from your house, as well as thrift stores, garage sales. That way you have low buy costs and you can get a lot of inventory up to get those sales rolling. So that pretty much wraps this video up. If you're interested, you can join my reselling Discord group down below, first link in the description. We have daily in-store and online leads, as well as some reduced shipping labels, and we're there to answer any questions along the way. I hope this video was able to help you guys, and if you have any questions or anything, feel free to leave them down below. There's money to be made everywhere, guys. Let's go get it. Thank you for watching The Millennial Prophet.